Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about the Bitcoin bear market. Is crypto going to be able to recover in the next few months? Is it a good time to buy? And much more. Obviously nothing I say is financial advice. Always go away and do your own research before investing any of your own money. Without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So guys, we're just jumping over to tradingview.com, link down in the description if you want to go and find out more. It's free to use and a really helpful trading tool for traders, whether you're looking to just buy longer term or whether you're looking to day trade crypto. But we're going to look at what's going on in Bitcoin right now. This is a weekly chart, guys. So if you don't know what that means, it basically means each of these bars represents 1 week in the market. And basically it's been pretty nasty for Bitcoin. Obviously back in the 8th of November, we were around $69,000, and now looking 6 months down the line, we're currently today sat at $20,500. Now basically guys, markets move in cycles from up, down, up, down, up, down. Basically, if we want to think about what is going on in the market, we need to really think about the bigger picture. Rather than just it being worth X up and down all the time, what's really driving that? Well, in recent times, we've seen a bit of a shift in cryptocurrency. Previously, where it was based around hype, people in the market, like retailers like you and me, to now moving into institutional investment. And that's really changed up how things in crypto work, because you see everyone looking at all these indicators and looking at how things worked in the past, but it's all very different now because the institutions are in the game, which means it's going to behave much more like a Forex exchange market, which obviously behaves a little bit different because the institutions now start to play various games. What we want to look at, guys, in terms of where we are right now, I want to show you what I have been thinking. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to this time when we were last at this level, which was back on the 14th of December 2020 and a little bit before that. Okay guys, basically the reason I wanted to come back to this area is as we were a little bit above that, basically what we're looking for is these big moves towards the upside. Now the way I trade is I trade supply and demand. Okay, so that means when the price is low, we're looking at demand zones, and at the top, supply zones. And ultimately now, the big institutions and the banks have prices that they're prepared to pay at. And the way we can find them is we look for these areas where we had strong drives in the market, strong big pushes showing that there's big institutional money involved. And before we've got that, you can see that we've got accumulation. So we're moving up and down, and there's suddenly a strong break towards the upside. Now, because this is the bottom of the market, we're going to make this green, okay? And any time we see a push like this, we're expecting it to come back down to an area like this. Because what about the other guys? The other guys who didn't get a chance to buy at this price, it's always going to come down. This happens on every chart, guys. 5-minute charts, 1-hour charts, whatever. This is the daily chart. Now I'll show you why this is so significant. Because actually, if we grab this box and we were to drag it all the way across to where we are right now, then you can see something very significant has played out. Because as I've said before, we wick down into it, we fill up the orders that were never filled previously, and then we push aggressively out of it. So we're filling all these orders and now wanting to push towards the upside. It doesn't mean that right now we're going to see something like this, but we could be seeing some sort of a slow accumulation around these areas. For me, this is showing strong signs of buying. These wicks show that there was exhaustion here and buyers are coming into the market, which is looking a bit more positive. Now what else I want to show you guys is the Wall Street cheat sheet. Now something that's very interesting right now, if you're paying attention to the news and everyone on YouTube and everything like that, you're probably feeling like it's going to go lower, Bitcoin could go to $10,000, and if you're already holding Bitcoin and you've already perhaps down in money, you're going to start to feel like you want to sell. And there's a very good reason for that. Basically, when we look at the Wall Street cheat sheet, it talks about the different mentalities of people through the cycle. At the very top, you get euphoria. People telling you that if you don't own crypto, you're stupid. People telling you that it's going to go to $1 million, or Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million, Ethereum, $10,000, much more. That's when we're at the top, guys. That's when you want to be really, really cautious. When everyone who you've never thought was into crypto or into finance in general is giving you advice on buy now, this is when you really want to pay attention, and actually this is when you want to be starting to take profits out of the game. Now, on the flip side of that, when the market's crashing towards the downside, then you start to get a lot of people panicking, fear, etc. I want you to think about why that is. So, and I want to get you back to this picture now, guys, this screen, what we're going on here. So this down here is the kind of like the anger zone where people are kind of like feeling pretty angry and sad about what's just happened. Looking up here, guys, this is the supply zone. Okay, so this is where we are looking to sell. Now if you look at a chart right now and you're looking at this, if you were a child and you weren't thinking about anything else, you would tell me right now that I need to buy. But because you're an adult and you've got money and you're worried about whatever's happening, because we're seeing all this pattern push further, we think that this is going to happen, it's going to continue forever, and it's designed to make you feel like that. Up here, around this date here, mid-April 2021, and around this time here, we had two stories from the big American bank, JP Morgan, saying that Bitcoin was going to go to around $300,000 at this point, and we had another one here saying that it was going to go to $180,000. Right now, we've got them telling us it's going to go significantly lower. Now, why are they doing that? These banks make billions of dollars each year. Now, I want you to think, right now, it's really low. So when it's at the top, guys, what do they really want to do? If you've got a lot of money in something and you want to sell it, you can't sell it to another bank because the other banks are too smart to buy it from you at this level. So how do they get people to buy it? They start sending out this news like, Bitcoin's going to go to 300,000. They make people want to buy crypto when the prices are super high. And they do that because they need to sell it to someone who's not as smart as they are. Unfortunately, that's us, the retailers, and that's why we're kind of allowed in the game of Forex, etc., because big money needs people to sell to at the top. And on the flip side, at the bottom, they create all this fear and uncertainty, and they do that through news stories telling you that it's going to go to 5k or maybe even go to 0. And what happens? Everyone goes, you know what, I've had enough, I'm going to sell here. And what is the worst thing about that is they are accumulating in these zones. If you're a bank and you need to fill an order for 10,000 Bitcoin or more for your clients at this area, then you need to create this fear and stuff in the markets. Because if you buy too much without doing it, the market will come against you and then you can't buy at the discount that you want to buy at. Here they create all the fear and stuff. And right now, guys, this is why you may not feel like buying, because it's very scary to buy in this area. And there's a reason for that. It's because we have a brain that's evolved from monkey brains. And if you believe in evolution, which I do, then actually the monkey brain is designed to protect you against doing stupid things. And right now the market makes you feel like buying is the stupidest thing to do. But if you were up here, you probably would have felt great about buying, but what would have happened to you? Right now, the risk to reward ratios you're looking at are insane. Okay, so from the current price, if we were to just return to all-time highs, you're going to get 220%. Now, bearing in mind, guys, the potential upside against the downside at this level is pretty fantastic. You would say this has happened time and time again. We've gone through various cycles of looking at markets, and when the price is low, I put a green box because this is where I know to remember to buy green, and I put red at the top because this is where I remember to sell red. And, time and time again, people get it wrong. That's because of the market psychology, but think about what's happening in the market right now. Warren Buffett, arguably the world's most famous investor, definitely the wealthiest investor, famously said that you should sell greed and buy fear. What does he mean? He means when everyone's telling you that you should be buying crypto and that you're stupid if you don't have it, which is up here, then you should be selling into that market. And when everyone's telling you that it's going to go to 0 and you're going to lose all your money, this is where you want to be buying into this market. So ignore all of those people who are telling you to sell at this level. This, for me, is an accumulation zone, and you sell at the top. Now, it's at 20,000 right now. If I buy now and it drops to, say, 15,000 and I buy more than a dollar cost average, it means the average price I pay for it is reduced. So it's pretty much a good idea to be accumulating crypto at the bottom. On the way up, you then start to take profits because despite what everyone thinks, it doesn't ever go up in a straight line. We have these retests, and actually retests are a great time to buy. If you miss the train the first time, then always wait for the pullback, and then you've got another chance to accumulate. And what you can see here, guys, another really nice accumulation zone where we got up, we came back for the guys who forgot to buy the first time, and then we came back to retest that area. So this again is a really nice supply zone. If we drop through one supply zone, then we'll tend to find the next supply zone here. So if we're dropping lower here, guys, then the prices down here for me are the next stop, which is between $10,000 and $13,000. But if it does that, I believe it's going to be an extremely fast wick, and we could be back towards these levels extremely fast. So in terms of risk versus reward, right now I'm looking at this being a high probability trade. No trader will ever be right 100% of the time, but it's about being right more often than you're wrong, and with good risk to reward ratios. Now, I know that's kind of a new thing, and a lot of people aren't talking about this in crypto, but if you've been involved in Forex or foreign exchange, then you'll understand that supply supply and demand trading is really where you want to be focusing your attention, because actually now the institutions are coming into crypto. They're the ones that are making those moves, and they are the ones who are trying to get your money, trying to make you sell it cheap and trying to make you buy it when it's expensive, because no one else is going to do it, because the banks are too smart. They all know the game. They need us as retailers to be involved. So if you can't beat the banks, which I guarantee you can't because they've got lots more money than you and me put together, then we need to join them, guys. And you're probably getting told all the time that you shouldn't be a follower, but in the markets of money, always be a follower of the big money, because it's where you can make lots of money yourself. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that content, something slightly different today. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Thanks very much, helps us out more than you know. And if you want to learn more about crypto, NFTs, and what to do with future crypto trading, then make sure you subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with another video.